So essentially you just hear swearing for the next day or so going, "What do you mean I can't fucking swear if people come in here?"
You know, if you want, I'm gonna like pull him aside and say, you know, if you want, I could get into his coding and just replace all the swear words with words like lollipop and unicorn, which would not only eliminate the problem, and he wouldn't even be aware he's doing it, but it would also be incredibly hilarious.
I think this is going to be an important character building moment for Purifier. I appreciate it, but he has to understand why swearing is wrong.
Right. While everybody's doing all that stuff and preparing for the mission ahead, I actually want to roll into town and do some quick errands.
Alright, what are you doing?
First of all, did the bartender manage to contact Bobby Wire and find him?
Yes, he did.
Well, I wanna roll over to his place with the care package I picked up.
Well, Bobby White doesn't exactly have a place. He only discovered this fact is, well, Bobby White's kind of homeless right now.
Oh, he's down on his luck, huh?
Well, you did read the note. He hid that stuff because the debt collectors were after him, and he basically took everything, it seems. As Bobby Wyatt, as you go up to where he is, you see him laid up against a pillar, a concrete pillar, where everybody's just passing him by as if he doesn't exist. He's got a scruffy beard, a beanie over his head, down on one eye. He's curled up with his coat across his arms to keep warm.
Logan takes a look at him from the window car without stepping out. He then takes out a cigar and lights it up, takes a few puffs as he's thinking it over. On one hand, mercenaries don't work for free. On the other, well, he ain't a mercenary anymore, sort of. At the end, he takes another look at him and says, what the hell? And steps out of the car with the package and walks over to him and says, "You Bobby?"
He looks up to you. You can smell that he's had a few to drink and, well, he hasn't showered in a while. He looks up to you and he goes, "What do you want? I don't have anything else."
I tossed the box at his feet. Found something with your name on it.
Huh? How did you get this?
I was out in the
scrambles
waste.
open.
Found it by chance.
The box. Everything's here. You didn't take anything. He looks up to you, kind of confused. He's clearly that this guy has gone through a rather rough patch. He's more than surprised that somebody was this kind.
Yeah, no offense, dude. While I like your collection and all, there's a lady back home that's gonna kill me if she sees that shit on me.
That makes sense. Thanks, you stranger.
Yeah, don't
remember
mention
this.
it. Also here, I'm gonna toss some 10 crate chicks. Go get a shower or something. You don't need any more boots. I'm gonna walk off.
He looks down at it and gives a... You can see him give it a determined nod as he scrambles up and gets the box under his coat and basically shambles off.
I also gave him 10 credits. I don't know if that's a lot or little, but... I mean, assuming one drink is 2 credits, I'm assuming 10 is at least gonna give him, you know, a bath somewhere or something.
Oh yeah, I'd give him at least to get cleaned up.
I'm gonna get into the car and try to contact Truth.
Alright. Maybe I should put on the correct music for him.
It's just a short call, you don't have to. You can keep playing the awesome background music.
Right. So essentially you go... Hello, who is this?
Hey Ruski, it's Logan. I was looking to
my
get
friend.
something special from you.
Did you not already leave?
Oh, we left, yeah, but something came up. Integra kind of roped me into another troublesome mission and I could really use some extra firepower, if you know what I mean.
I see. You need whiskey to come with you. That will cost a lot.
No. We don't need that much firepower.
Oh, I see. Disappointing, but what do you need?
Well, Sadly, my old baby is disassembled and not in working condition, so I'm gonna need something new to hold me by. We are taking care of some troublesome fellas. I was thinking, could you supply me with E11S?
E11S.
It's this one, by the way.
Let me see. 11S.
It's a restricted item, so...
Essentially, it's like, you want a railgun?
Well, wouldn't exactly call it a railgun, but you know, it's something that's gonna get the job done. We're gonna have to deal with some fuckers with some military grade equipment, so it's gonna pay to be prepared.
You understand it's hard to get this item, correct?
Yes, I am aware. That's why I thought I'd ask you. I mean, if somebody's gonna get their hands on it, I figured it's gonna be all Ruski.
I can get a hold of it. I will say this. But it's going to cost you to rent this item from me. It is very valuable, you see.
Of course, I never intended to use it for free. So, what kind of price can we agree on?
You are a friend. I will not give you a normal rate, of course. Let us say... How long do you want it for?
I'm gonna need it for like 2 hours.
Just 2 hours. Then I will say 500 credits.
Sounds good. I'll make sure to wire you the money.
That is fair. I have my man to come and give it to you.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Ruski. I know I could count on you.
No problem. It is good doing business.
Oh,
Just
and
whenever you need me, call on Ruski. I'll be able to help you at any time.
and one last thing. I think this shouldn't be mentioned, but still, just to be safe, I will need a scope on it.
Of course, do not worry. It comes with all the extras.
Excellent, thank you.
Of course, of course. Is there anything else you need?
Yes, I really would appreciate it if you could get Integra off my ass.
Oh, I cannot do impossible, my friend. Goodbye.
I figured as much. Anyway, talk to you later, Ruski. Stay safe out there, okay?
He gives a small grunt before closing call. He's like,
I transferred 500 credits, so I'm just gonna wait for the delivery on the day of the job. I'm gonna send him the details of when I'm actually gonna need it.
That's easy enough. A drone will basically deliver your package to you once it reaches the city.
Okay. So, that should be good enough. I'm gonna head back to the hideout since I'm not in a drinking mood right now. I was expecting to make some cash, but turns out that was a negative type of run. I even ended up with 10 credits less, so I'm a little grouchy right now.
Or you could have sold the collection, but you decided to give it back.
Nah. Again, if Integra sees me with that shit, it's probably gonna end bad, so...
I see. Okay, so you head on over towards back to the base, and I suspect that people catch you up on the plan that everybody's gathered together.
Yep, sounds good. And I'm gonna tell them that I secured a weapon for the job, so I'll make sure to cover their asses from a distance.
Nice. Right then. So, pardon me. So, you now know the location of where it's going to be. You know how you're going to take it down. The only problem is now you got to wait. Do you guys have anything to do before the appropriate time, or would you like to just skip to the time?
Well, I got to try and upgrade the drone's claws, and I was also going to try to do the same thing with my retractable blade in my armor.
Okay, one moment. Let me take a look at what we need for this. Because there are checks. It seems to be mechanics checks. That's cool. Okay, so which one would you like to upgrade first?
I'll try the retractable blade first, since it's less important.
Alright. So, what would you like to upgrade it with?
The biometal that we got from the Azure Beast.
Okay then. Right then. So, make a standard mechanics check. Since what I assume you're basically doing is replacing a blade with a biometal one. Like basically taking a feather, cutting it in half, and just fitting it on.
Did we?
Yeah, basically.
Because I have it listed in my inventory. We split up the metal, right? Like I marked down how much I took, and you marked down how much you took.
I did not mark down any for myself, so I imagine you have all of it.
Yeah, you took it as a group.
Yeah. So because I have 3 large sword wings, 4 small sword wings, sword wing arm, and 5 javelins with the sword, or with the thing at the end.
Let's see what I got. I think I got some.
That is all the biometal that you collected. I know that.
Okay. So,
and the watch, who I think. Which one?
I've only written down mutated.
I think I have the watch. If I remember the watch, it lets us I forget exactly what it does. It's been a little while.
It's in
basically you can re-roll something and get a boost.
Yeah, that's like once a day sort of thing.
Basically once a session.
But yeah, all I have written down here is that I've taken some mutated spears, whatever the fuck that means.
Okay. How many do you want? I have 5, so you can just take however many you want.
Well, if it's just if it was just the retractable blade, I could probably just use one of the javelin's blades for that.
Yeah, you can.
Already pre-made.
Basically, you just strip off the wood, cut down the middle. So I suspect, is it going to be a single, it doesn't matter if it's single, double, I'm just saying for aesthetics, is it single, double-edged?
I'd say probably double-edged.
Double-edged. So you basically keep the entire feather, make the adjustments, and have you rolled your mechanics?
I have not. Is it standard difficulty?
Yes, it's standard. It is only metal you're doing currently.
I deducted 1 javelin.
Since Ruben is keeping all the stuff, I'm gonna give him the mutated spears that I picked up, since I'm not sure exactly what to do with them. He'll probably put better use.
So, essentially what you've done is take the blade off, make a small hole, basically attach it to the retractable blade on it, and now you've got a biometal blade, and basically it gives you, a moment, +1 to damage.
Nice.
It is metal still, but it's a flexible type of metal. And do you wish to do the Dojo next?
Yes, and if I can, I will spend those advantages to give myself some boost dice on that next check for the drone.
Do you think do you want one of the actual sword wings? Do you think you'd have better results working with the raw material rather than trying to refit the spear? Because this one's probably you're gonna need to make more mods.
Also,
yeah, since claws are a big difference in shape and design, probably working with the raw material would be better.
Out of combat, the only way you can get more blue dices is if somebody's assisting. You can't actually roll advantages and you get blue dices.
There is with the fully operational book. They actually have rules on crafting that includes stuff like.
Yes.
I can copy paste the thing if you want.
Stuff, you can definitely get dices, yeah.
These are the crafting balls. I was looking at them just now to see if you would need the advanced ones, but you're basically making new weapons for Baigal drone. So let's have a go. Essentially, it depends on how much you want to roll for these claws, is how advanced they're going to get, because it's going to go up in difficulty every single time you roll.
As long as I have like a couple of good samples, I don't mind giving you the material for it. I just need, obviously, I'm keeping at least one I'm keeping one of each just so that I can use it to research and study Zerm
Right.
beasts and
So,
stuff.
the roll is a basic standard one once again. Let's see how you roll and how much material you use up.
Can I help him?
Do you have
I've got
mechanics trained?
I do have mechanics trained.
Nice.
Okay,
Actually, I have 2, dice in it.
cool. So you can get a blue from Adam, basically directing you. He's more or less going mentioning how cat's claws normally are.
This truly is the
Yeah.
future. The machine is governing how the human should work.
Beep boop, beep boop.
Okay, and did we want to make the extra effort to get the claws to have little injectors in them, or no?
I'd say go for that because it can be really useful down the line.
So do you want me? I have 5 needles that I already set up with the injector. If I hand it over, you want to try to repurpose
With
it?
the auto injection system, Adam can be like the ultimate wingman. You see that lady over there? I really like her. Put her to sleep. Slash. There we go. She's yours.
That's not okay.
I mean, eventually, we need to figure out how to cover this thing in fur so it can, pretend to be a cat so it can get closer to its target to deliver
And
the
then
ray
the next
drug.
meta phase, we have to have it have fur balls. Coughin it up.
No,
No real fur
Alright.
balls.
You misunderstand. If you do that, then Nero's gonna have to meow like a cat.
Meow.
Meow. That doesn't sound good.
I vote that we never leave Logan and Adam by themselves.
Sounds like a plan.
So yeah, roll mechanics and see how well
I'm
you do.
insulted by insinuations. God.
I think we succeeded.
I think that's
Hang on,
decent.
wait a
No,
minute.
it works.
Wait, what? Hang on, wait. You can only give yourself 1 blue dice. Even with a crafting check, you can only give yourself 1.
Oh, you can't. You can only spend the 1 advantage on it, not both.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So where did the other 2 come from? Because I know one's from Adam.
Yeah, one's
One's from
Adam. One is from my toolkit.
Yeah, and one is from the advantage you got
Honestly,
from
dude,
before.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you could remove any of the blue die, and it would
That's
still
true.
be a success.
Yeah, it would. It's just the amount is what I'm going to be using to see how much you take from the material.
I can
Okay,
re-roll it if you want.
Let's see. No, it's alright. I'll just remove the first one, so 1 less success. Let's see.
Or can we spend the advantages on, making them faster to retract in and out? That could be useful.
Well, essentially, they would be exposed. Since your form doesn't have any armor, they would basically retract up. So, whereas for you to walk normally, but they would track down when you need to attack.
Are we making a miniature Wolverine?
So if you look on a Bygo drone, it basically has a set of 3 toes on each paw. 1 back, 2 front. So that's essentially where your claws are going. And you would have used, let's see, 1 small sword, 1 small bio sword to make his claws the basic ones. I'm going to say you can use your current advantages, however. You can use them to either... Let's see. You can fit them on a faster retractable in other words, they retract in and out faster, so it would be basically what is it called? Free action to do it. Or you can basically make sure that they can be used for climbing. In other words, you can
Climbing could be useful.
You can reinforce the
useful.
tips, so you could use them for climbing. So they're either free action to come in and out, or you can use them for climbing. Which one would you like to do?
I like climbing,
Climbing?
but I'm not in this decision. But I'm just saying I like climbing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with climbing.
Okay, 1 moment, just let me input the data. If you want to do the injectors, make another mechanics check, but this time I believe it's 1 up, yeah. 3 difficulty, and you don't gain the blue dice from before. So you gain it from Adam and your toolkit, so it's 2.
So when you say
Wait, what are we
injector,
doing
is
now?
he just looking to make it
Oh
so
yeah, the
that
injector. Yeah.
it's not something you can fire, it's something that you have to poke into them?
Jesus Christ. Okay, let's see.
Oh, that's a triumph. Can we make it so I can shoot them out of my mouth?
And can we shape the needles like bees so you shoot bees out of your mouth?
Now, if you want to do this, I will allow you to. Essentially, this triumph is a spark of inspiration, and you're like, instead of the claws, that would probably mess up their like how you use them, and you could do something with claws later. How about I stick it in your mouth, and you have like a single shot cartridge with a needle in it. So it's basically you're copying the design of Ruben's needle gun, but essentially it's got enough gas power to fire one, and then it has to reload.
Eventually,
So think of it like a crossbow.
You can either load it with needles or you can spit fire. Amazing.
Just fill the
That
needle
sounds
up
pretty
with
good to me.
oil.
So you want to put it in your mouth? Adam, do you like that idea?
Yeah,
Do you like
I'm
putting
perfectly
stuff
fine
in your
with this.
mouth?
As long as I get to have the claws as well, you know?
Yeah. Essentially.
Ruben insists on giving the once-over to make sure that these needles are properly sterilized.
Right then. So you're currently working. While I'm inputting information, you guys may role play, because I just gotta change a few things since you rolled quite well.
Ruben's kind of looking over. It's like, what are you doing to this cat?
Beep boop.
I see you've given him intimidating claws, and what is it that you're putting in his mouth?
I kind of copied the design from your needle gun there. He's going to be able to shoot out some poison darts at people.
Technically, this is not my mouth. The Atom unit does not have a mouth. And this thing, and the Beagle drone does not require sustenance intake through the mouth. It is simply a stylistic choice by its creator to make it look more feline.
Yeah, okay, so about its mouth. Reuven kind of is going over, and it's like, you will have to do your due diligence now. Very important that you sterilize all your needles. Wouldn't want to give somebody herpes while knocking them out with narcotics.
Yes, we wouldn't want to give somebody something that's transmitted through saliva or anything while we're trying to kill them.
Look, I'm pretending to be a doctor.
Well, I imagine we'll probably be borrowing the needles from you, so it's going to be on you to have them sterilized before we load them up into the drone.
That suits me. I just need to make sure all the needles pass their inspection before they're to be used. But I'll go ahead and set down 2 of the 5 narco needles that I was able to make.
Alright.
I'm calling them narco needles because I like that name.
Narc
That's
needles.
a cool name.
In the meantime, Logan's just drinking in the corner on the sofa and is like, God damn, this has to be the nerdiest room in the entire city.
How long do we have until that vehicle gets to the point where we need it to be?
You have, I would say, 2 days. And this is essentially you working on a Vigo drone for those 2 days.
Okay.
Reuben also, he also periodically goes to the purifier in the back in his fish tank that I purchased for him. And just goes, here you go, buddy. And just like you'd feed a fish, he just replaces the water for him.
Thanks, Daddy Ruben, for giving me purpose. I'll purify this tank.
It is very useful. I'll probably eventually get around to I'm not gonna do the Caleb method, even though of like going in and reprogramming. Ruben just has a weird process where he's just like trying to be friends with the rude robot water purifier.
So essentially, you just hear swearing for the next day or so, going, "What do you mean I can't fucking swear if people come in here?"
You know, if you want, I'm gonna like pull him aside and say, you know, if you want, I could get into his coding and just replace all the swear words with words like lollipop and unicorn, which would not only eliminate the problem, and he wouldn't even be aware he's doing it, but it would also be incredibly hilarious.
I think this is going to be an important character building moment for Purifier. I appreciate it, but he has to understand why swearing is wrong.
If you say so.
Besides, I am intentionally, like, when I get my own laboratory, I'm going to very intentionally just put him in the quietest corner in the building, like, just so that he doesn't have to interact with anybody besides me.
And I will sneak in and hook him up to a loudspeaker.
Yeah, I mean, you can go in. Just don't. I just have a no. Adam is not allowed to check out the hatch in the back corner. I don't want Purifier to rub off on him. I adopted a robot and I need to teach him how to be polite.
It's like training a puppy.
Except if a puppy had vocal cords and chose to swear.
Well, you know, they say when you're training a dog to do things, the best way to do it is to train them positively to something else rather than negatively to the behavior you don't want. So rather than trying to get him to stop swearing, give him something to do besides swearing.
Yeah, how's about you give him something every time he, slips a compliment?
Yeah, I'll give him. I'll load up some sugar water and put it in the tank from the filter.
He's
You gotta-
not fucking
you gotta-
fully prepared.
You gotta make sure that you gotta clean his filter every time.
Yeah, it's not more difficult than keeping a fish tank.
Exactly.
It's pretty much the same, minus the swearing.
Yeah, if your fish could, we can pretty much make any analogy for pets. They can swear. He's like a parrot, except it's submerged in water. It's like a fish if fish could swear. It's like a dog if a dog could swear.
Can I
would be accomplished.
No, I'm just curious about maybe running a mechanics check to see if I can, if there's any obvious area where the drone could be easily upgraded, say adding a bigger power source or something. Or maybe adding some armor plating to sections that are very exposed to the sand, stuff like that. That wouldn't
Well,
adversely
if you're
affect
looking for a bigger power source, we did pick up this right here, and I'll pat the gigantic airplane Azure generator that we picked up.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that's a bit big.
It is a bit big for a little drone.
Just strap that onto your back.
I mean, long term, we could probably turn that into an absolutely insane vehicle engine.
I mean, we're gonna build a super mech so I can go around, stomping on people we don't like. But could I do that? Just run a mechanics check to see if there's anything I could upgrade easily?
Yes, you can make a roll.
Okay, how many difficulties? 2?
How in depth are you going with these checks?
Well, as in depth as I can as an AI under 2 days.
In under 2 days, I would say this maybe sound weird, but I want you to roll difficulty 4.
Okay.
I can provide assistance if I know what he's planning.
I mean, I'm more than willing to share with my administrators, so I guess I'll take a blue.
Yep, you take a brew.
Ooh, I could upgrade. I could take a a destiny to upgrade.
You could.
You guys fine with that?
Sure, man.
Sure.
I'll allow it.
Go for it.
So I'll just add. Do I just add a? How do I do it on the thing? Do I add a?
Oh, you upgrade it. In other words, if let's say you have.
Oh, it's a thing here that says upgrade. I'll just click that up then.
There we go. Ooh, nice.
That was
Very.
close.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I upgraded. I like the triumph though. That bodes well.
Right then.